What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and we are back with Age of Revelation and the story of Rogue vs. Gambit. Now, one thing I want to specify right away, because it's a question a lot of you seem to have. The current X-Men event, Age of Revelation, is not happening in the present day. It takes place in the future, starting about 7 years from now and jumping forward to 9 and even 10 years. Just wanted to clear that up. So, this story kicks off with Rogue, and she just says, he's coming, and he's coming right for us. Then, the scene shifts to a group of different mutants. Dome, Temper, and Ransom. Temper, whose real name is Iddy, has been around since about 2010. She can manipulate temperature, hence the Cody name. She asks the obvious question, why target us, Rogue? Why not the Avengers, or what's left of the Fantastic Four? Ransom replies, he's not after us, Temper. He must want Shavarik. We'll get to Shavarik in a bit. She's tied to a critically celebrated Southern Gothic horror story by Gail Simone called The Dark Artery. It's phenomenal. But focusing on Ransom for a moment, he's like a modern blend of Sebastian Shaw and Bishop. He absorbs kinetic energy and converts it into physical strength. Over time, that'll probably expand to absorbing all types of energy, much like Bishop. Spider-Girl chimes in. We can't let him have her. Didn't you say she has the power to enslave the world? She then turns to Dome and says, I think this is your call. You're the last of the St. Croix. It's your house. Dome, who can create force fields, is completely overwhelmed. I can't even look at him all at once, she admits. I don't know what to do. This is where Rogue looks over at Gambit and asks, Remy, are you still with us? He just says, yes. This is a key moment. These younger mutants, even Iddy, who's been around a while, lack the sheer experience of Rogue and Gambit. Rogue and Gambit have faced every kind of villain imaginable. So, when these kids are confronted by Galactus, they are paralyzed with fear. Rogue takes charge. I've seen Galactus before a few times. It's a miserable experience, being paralyzed with fear. Ransom, you're the leader. Is it fight or flight? Lead us. He lays out the situation. There are 1,000 tormented living in the underground city of PENUMBRA, guarded by a cosmic mutant who hates all living things. Temper points out that if they free the tormented, they'll rip all mutants to shreds. Dome, Hust, says, guys. I think I'm too scared to think, which is completely understandable when you're facing Galactus. Ransom then asks the terrifying question. What if we set Shavarik free? The risk? They bring ruin to the entire world. Everyone dies, instantly. Sentinel Boy chimes in, saying the cure would be worse than the disease. Rogue muses for a second. I've chased the idea of being a hero for a good long time now, and I think this is that moment. Then she declares, I have an alternative. You guys, go. We'll stay. And here we get this beautiful, heart-wrenching moment and inverse of that scene from X-Men 97. It's Rogue preparing to sacrifice herself. She tells Gambit, Remy, my love, the youngest ones, they've got a whole life ahead. And there's the baby. Go, please. For those who don't know, Rogue and Gambit have been married for a while in the comics. He put a ring on it. Seeing his wife prepare to die is something Gambit just can't handle. He says, I've been with a lot of you, and one thing I know for sure, you're not very good at following orders. Chelsea, can you make a dome to stop that thing for a moment? She's hesitant. Stop him. I could try, but this is it would be a stopgap for seconds, at best. Gambit insists, Butterscotch, all I've got are some cards and a stick. Try it. Ransom gets a plan together. What do we have that he might hate? We have 2 energy absorbers, and he's all about energy. If the rest can slow him down, Rogue cuts him off. Got it. Slow him down. Take him out. She kisses Gambit and says, do not go underestimating the power of that stick. Kajan. He just tells her, you come back. That's the only thing you have to do. Come back! Rogue flies up to confront Galactus while the others create a distraction. But let's be real. There's no way this is going to work. This is Galactus. He consumes worlds. His presence means doom. Rogue thinks he's ignoring me, like I'm not even here. Then Galactus speaks to her. I seek a new herald. She's shocked. Do you mean Shavarik? She asks. No, he replies. Not the mouth of darkness. Her, I will have her. He points to Dome. Do not resist. Here, she is nothing. As my herald, the universe is hers. Rogue is defiant. Not a chance. She's not nothing now, and she's never been nothing. And in that moment, Rogue touches Galactus. This is huge. For the first time in Marvel Comics, we see Rogue touch a cosmic entity and absorb their power. The closest we ever got was when she touched the Hecatome and absorbed 8 billion minds at once, which put her in a coma. This is different. Shinaratis. Here's what he doesn't know. I've been getting stronger as I age. I always hold a little something back. Not this time. She knows she won't survive. I'm sorry, Raimi. I am sorry. And just like that, Rogue dies. There's a massive explosion of energy. Gambit looks around, checking on the younger kids. Ransom tells him, do not turn around. Do not look. But Gambit does. The story jumps forward. Gambit says, she's gone. And she left that reminder. And every day since, I just about wanted to die. And I don't mean it like a poet. You need to understand that. He describes how everyone came for the wake. But as his own eyesight started to fail, people visited less. I guess I went sour, too, he says. I want to laugh. I want to be Gambit again. I just plumb forgot how. He continues, every night around 9, I talk with her. I can't see her anymore. And I know that they all worry. But even 3 years later, it's the only time I feel less broken. He looks out the window, and there she is. Rogue, now a giant, 60-foot-tall stone statue, in the form of Galactus, having sacrificed herself to save everyone. My beautiful wife that I cannot see anymore, he says. My once-in-a-lifetime passion that I cannot touch. I am forgetting what her laughter sounded like. He knows she's got no heartbeat, no brain activity. Friends told me to move on, and I asked them how. It's absolutely tragic. You read decades of their Wildawante story. They finally get together, and Tenties, in the blink of an eye, she's gone. He grieves by talking to her statue. Nightcrawler called. He asked if I wanted to pray with him for you. I figured it wouldn't hurt any. I do feel a little bit better after. He mentions the cards and letters from grateful people all over the world. You remembered. It's the only thing that keeps me going. He confesses, on my blackest days, I'd wish we'd never met. I'd be alone, but I wouldn't have this hole inside of me. Sometimes, when you lose someone you love that much, the old saying, it is better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all, just feels empty. The pain is all you can feel, but grief often blinds you to the beautiful moments you shared. Gambit's final words are crushing. I don't say the darkest thing out loud. That I'm just waiting for a day when I can lay my burden down. That blessed day when we're together again. I'm so tired, darling wife. I feel like I'm at the bottom of the ocean somehow. This is why Gail Simone is such a phenomenal writer. She's been doing this for a long time, and she still has it. It's just so emotional. Meanwhile, the world is in chaos. Douglas Ramsey's virus is terraforming the planet, and in the oceans, the Atlanteans are at war with the Latverian army. It seems the rivalry between Amar and Dr. Doom has taken a new, twisted turn. This story is just incredible, and we're just getting started. In a distant galaxy, 2 sentinels stand watch over a colossal, fallen Figure. Following protocol, 1 checks for a heartbeat. Still, nothing, he reports. No response, no sign of life. Put it in the log. For over 1,000 days, the mighty Galactus has lain here, defeated, a new ecosystem thriving on his armored form. He, a being of pure energy, was brought low by a mutant. That mutant was Rogue. Across the universe, Cultures worshipped him as a living god, but the god is gone. Or so it seems. In the deep-sea currents of this new world, a tiny spark shimmers, a remnant of his power seeking a new host. Meanwhile, back in New Orleans, Gambit mourns his wife. The city wanted to honor her, but a statue felt redundant when she was already a living statue herself. So they settled on a stone, engraved with a single, inspiring word: Unbreakable. I wish, Gambit murmurs to himself. Just then, a child runs in, shouting that a woman named Henrietta is in their kitchen. Who is Lady Henrietta? She's an incredible new character, the guardian of a place called the PENUMBRA. To understand what that is, we have to look back at the story of Greta, an ancient mutant with two gifts: the power to create curses and a beautiful daughter she adored. But her husband, fearing their mutant abilities, tormented their child mercilessly. In her grief and rage, Greta created the PENUMBRA pocket dimension hell, a prison for family members who betray their own mutant kin. It's a place of eternal, unending torment. The souls trapped there are known as the tormented, vengeful spirits of those who wronged their own. Back in the kitchen, Henrietta, whose own body is made of obsidian, apologizes to Gambit for his loss. She tells him they have a special place ready for Rogue, as beautiful as she was. But Henrietta isn't here for a social call. She guards the Penumbra, where a monstrous godlike being named Shavarik watches over the damned. She's been slumbering, Henrietta explains, her voice strained, but something awakened her. I fear I lack the strength to hold her back. And she is angry. Asifonque. The house is invaded. The tormented, twisted and broken, crawl from the shadows, their voices a cacophony of suffering. Suffer ... Enough, they rasp. Your turn to suffer. It's an infestation of vengeful spirits. Gambit immediately leaps into action, a man teetering on the edge between despair and the will to fight. But then, the tormented start whispering things that chill him to the bone. They talk about Rogue, the girl, the giant, threatening to burn and bury her in pieces. Won't suffer forever. Like us, one hisses, already doing it. The horrifying implication hangs in the air. Is Rogue's soul trapped in the Penumbra, suffering alongside them? Gambit, filled with a cold fury, roars, if you even look her way, Gambit will bury all of you for real. Ignoring the warnings of his friends, Gambit bursts outside into the swarm. Protect the boy, he orders. I have to be with her. They scream that he'll be killed, but Gambit has a plan. He needed breathing room. Once outside, surrounded by the dead, he grins grimly. Hey, deadens, he calls out. We're outside now, and you can all go straight back to hell. This wasn't a suicide run. It was a tactical retreat. It's a classic call an ambulance. But not for me moment. I wanted to join you, wife, Gambit says to the empty air. Now I see why I was left behind. He knows Shavarik is trying to break free, and he's the only one who can stop her. With my last breath, I'm going to stop her. And then, I'm going to be with you forever. This could be at the final, heroic stand of Gambit. It's a gripping story that really pushes the boundaries of the X-Men universe. What do you all think is happening to Rogue, and will Gambit survive this fight? Let me know your theories down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into this incredible comic. If you did, please drop a like on the video and make sure you're subscribed for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.